So BMW have given us two options for the M5. On the right we have the Saloon, which is actually my car, and on the left we have the Touring, which is a customer of ours. Today we're going to go through all the differences between both of these cars and find out what the perfect one is for you. So it's been 15 years since BMW last released an M5 Touring. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have a V10, but it does have a V8 hybrid with over double the power. But today we're going to find out whether this is actually any good. For those of you that are interested in the colours, the Touring is frozen black and the Saloon is Marina Bay blue, and they're both running the Silverstone and black interiors. So let's talk about some tech specs of the Touring. The Touring is 6mm taller, and as us blokes know, 6mm is a lot. However, both cars have an identical wheelbase. You might be wondering about the weight differences between both of these cars. The Touring is 40 kg heavier than the Saloon, but we'll find out later in this video if the extra weight affects how this drives at all. The M5 Touring has a BBL, so now we're going to see how many Nathans we can fit in the boot. 1 Nathan, 2 Nathan, 3 Nathans. Now let's go test the Saloon. 1 Nathan, 2 Nathan. My favourite part about these cars is the power, so let's talk about the differences between this and that. They're exactly the same. They're both running a 4.4 V8 engine with hybrid motors making 720 brake horsepower and 1000 Newton meters of torque. But I lied about them being the same, because this car is running a TDI tuning box, which we fit in a previous video, and it's now running 850 brake horsepower and 1270 Newton meters of torque.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
So it's rapid and it will absolutely blow the doors off of the Touring. But unfortunately, due to the M5 Touring's 40 kg of extra weight, it runs a 0.1 second slower 0 to 60 than the Saloon. So let's talk about the prices of both of these cars. The Saloon comes in at a cracking £110,000, making this a bargain compared to the Touring. The Touring comes in at a whopping £112,000, and you're paying an extra £2,000 for the BBL and the ability to fit another Nathan in the boot. As you can probably guess, there's a few similarities with these cars, so I'm going to go through them now. So what's the front end look like on the Touring? The same as the Saloon. So what's the interior like on the Touring? Exactly the same as the Saloon, except that 6mm difference in height gives you noticeably less headroom. The wheels on the Touring, 20-inch on the front, 21-inch on the rear, exactly the same as the Saloon. But with these two specific cars, we recently found out there is one major difference, and that is the suspension setup. The Touring is significantly lower on the rear than the Saloon from factory. We found this out because this car was down with us for an AUTOID stance kit. A stance kit consists of lowering springs and spacers just to get the fitment perfect, and what we noticed was the rear was a lot lower and it didn't actually need a lowering spring on the rear, so we've just popped the lowering spring on the front and spacers all round, and the fitment seems to be pretty perfect. I'll lay over some overlay clips now so you guys can see behind the scenes of when we was actually doing that, before and after. The plus side is, for Touring owners, it's going to be cheaper for you guys to lower your car, and you're also going to pay less in labour. So we've done our testing, and we kind of thought as a team that this fitment from factory is pretty good, especially now it's got a spacer on it. Some people out there might want to lower it even more, so there are going to be options to go even lower, but I think for most people, just dropping that front down and having this on the rear gives you a nice even arch gap all round on the vehicle, so I think this will end up being the go-to to do, similar to how it is on the G81 Tourings and the G90 M3s. Whilst this customer was down, we've also fitted some TRE mirror caps. This customer didn't have the BMW carbon pack from factory, and these are a great alternative to paying the BMW money. 3 years warranty, pre-preg carbon, great bit of kit. Also, we fit something else in there also. So you might not be able to see it very well at the moment, but we've just installed a IPPS matte screen protector on this iDrive screen. Essentially what this does is it stops all the grubby fingerprints that you're getting on the screen, and it cuts a lot of the sun glare out, which is really nice, and I actually need to put one on my car, because I haven't done that on my car yet. So you might be thinking, why does this M5 look a little bit better than that M5 from the front? And that's because this is fitted with the Light Plus front splitter and light side skirts, available on the AUTOID store. Use code YouTube5. You can't do this on a Touring because you haven't got a boot lid. This is the TRE PR1 rear spoiler, also available on the store. Use code YouTube5, www.autoid.co. Subscribe. But in just a few months, you will be able to fit a spoiler to your M5 Touring, because we had this customer's car down in our workshop for full 3D scanning, and we are building a TRE rear spoiler for the M5 Touring as well. Here's a little sneak preview now, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. So while both of these front ends look great, they both carry a massive design flaw, and that is this stupidly open grille that I can literally put my entire head in. But today we're going to be fixing that. This is a big problem because any stone chips, rocks, any road debris or anything that's flying through the air can go bang straight into your rad, hit your oil cooler, drop all the oil down, and you're sat with a 20 grand bill. But this cheap and easy mod we've collaborated with Zunzpool is going to solve all your problems and should make the front end of the car look a lot better. So I'm going to fit it now. Introducing the Zunzpool protection grills. Nice and easy install. They literally just push and clip in. If you're running the front number plate, you are going to have to remove that with a few screws first, pull the bracket off, pop these in, and then put your number plate back on. But my number plate fell off, so it's going to be a lot easier. So literally what you want to do is, see this little hook here, you want to get that side hooked in first, and that's clipped in now. Now we're going to be popping this one on. That side's in. And that is all clipped into place. BMW messed up, we fixed it. This looks great, and it's a very cost-effective way to potentially save yourself a lot of money in the future. So before I take this Touring out for a little drive, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the Touring versus the Saloon in terms of the design. I'm gonna be honest, I think I definitely prefer the rear end of the Touring. It looks absolutely amazing, BBL vibes, fat and juicy. I personally prefer the side profile of the Saloon. I think it looks a little bit more classier, and it kind of pays a bit more homage to what an M5 should be, in my opinion. And the front ends look identical, but as arguably looks a lot better with the light splitter on it and the new Zunzpool grills. I just had the most traumatic climb down a multi-story car park I've ever had in my life. So this is the Touring, it's not my car, this is the customer's car, and it must have been millimeters from clipping the curbs just due to how wide this car is. So that is something you need to know. But anyway, onto this car. It feels exactly the same so far. The cabin is literally an identical place to be. Space feels identical. Interior is literally identical. It feels like I'm literally sitting in the same car, other than I can see the body colour is black at the moment. One noticeable difference is when you're driving and you're looking out the rear window, you get I don't know, it feels like you're getting a little bit more visibility in terms of looking out the rear window through the interior mirror. Unfortunately, there is a lot of traffic on the roads at the moment, so I cannot really get a chance to put my foot down. And I've literally just been pulled out on. Nice. Well, I found something that definitely doesn't feel the same, and that is the power. My car's obviously had the tuning box, which I spoke about earlier, and now driving a stock one has made me realise even more the difference that has made, because yeah, straight away in my one you get slapped back. You just get sent into the seat, whereas this is still very fast, but it's not quite got the same wow factor as how mine has with the tuning box. But apart from that, I would genuinely say this feels identical. I haven't had a chance to go for like a proper rag on any back roads or anything like that to sort of test the handling out. But in terms of body roll and stuff, definitely feels about the same. Can't feel the extra weight, given this car is already very heavy. I don't think you would notice the extra 40 kg in the car, to be honest. But yeah, overall driving impressions, identical without pushing it. Maybe if you're pushing it, it'll be a different story. So now you've watched this video, you probably want to know what car you should buy, the M5 Saloon or the M5 Touring. They're both amazing cars and they're very similar in a lot of aspects, but you guys need to be the one that makes the decision. If you want a bigger car with a little bit more boot space, then go for the M5 Touring. If you want one that looks a little bit more stylish and a little bit more M5-like, then go for the Saloon. Let us know in the comments if you would pick this over an RS6 C8. And did BMW get this right after making us wait 15 years for another M5 Touring? Sam, would you rather have an M5 Touring or an M5 Saloon?
An M5 Saloon.
Ollie, M5 Touring or Saloon?
Definitely the Touring.
M5 Touring or M5 Saloon?
M5 Saloon.
Kai, M5 Touring or M5 Saloon?
Saloon, all day long.
Jack, M5 Touring or M5 Saloon?
Touring 100%.
Nala, M5 Touring or Saloon? Tate, M5 Touring or M5 Saloon?
Touring.
M5 Touring or M5 Saloon?
Great question. Touring.
Ben, M5 Touring or M5 Saloon?
Oh, touring. Touring. Saloon. Saloon.
If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next Sunday at 4 p.m.